Alright, we're gonna do this video. I saw it was on there. It was like the next one up, so let's go. Here we go.
Going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Now it's time for WWE Backlash as Randy Orton and WWE Undisputed Champion John Cena do battle one last time. Can the Viper capture his 15th world title? There were also some huge injuries on the show, and John Cena turns on R-Truth. Join us now as we recap the show and provide our review as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now the first match on the card was a fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship as champion Jacob Fatu took on LA Knight, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Or it's a Pier 6 brawl as LA Knight's quest for the third US title cross paths with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest feud and the champion's appetite for destruction. McIntyre and Priest take each other out of the match with a wild brawl to the outside of the ring, giving LA Knight a chance, but that is until Solo Sikoa and a star who makes his new WWE debut, Jeff Cobb, show up, firmly aligning himself with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, taking Knight out and giving the Samoan Werewolf an easy path to victory. Whilst Jacob Fatu is not cool with Cobb joining the Bloodline, he at least walks out of Backlash with the title. Next up is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match as champion Lyra Valkyria takes on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch's tremendous experience advantage makes her an odds-on favourite, but Becky finds out that Valkyria's fighting spirit and thirst for revenge isn't enough to even the odds. Lynch tries various heel tricks, but Valkyria presses on, surprising Lynch with a roll-up reversal for the win, as Lyra Valkyria retains the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now after the match, Lynch isn't happy and she attacks the champion and locks in the disarmer until a small army of WWE officials free Lyra. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship match as champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio takes on Penta El Zero. Now this is a wild lucha libre bout that features some great spots from both wrestlers. Penta begins to creep toward victory until the Judgment Day show up. However, when the referee finally shows 1000 IQ and sends the heels to the back, the IQ is lost with El Grande Americano showing up and delivering a loaded headbutt to Penta, allowing Dirty Dom to hit the Frog Splash to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Next up is Gunther vs Pat McAfee. It's a lopsided match as Pat McAfee fights on behalf of fellow announcer Michael Cole. McAfee gets a few hope spots in with some big kicks to Gunther, and even Michael Cole tries to help, but it's all for nothing as Gunther locks in the sleeper and it's lights out for McAfee. After winning the match, Gunther gives Pat McAfee a nod of respect. And finally, it's time for the main event as WWE Undisputed Championship match as champion John Cena takes on Randy Orton. Oh, it's the final dance between John Cena and Randy Orton, as over 20 years of history leads to what looks to be another classic. Randy Orton takes the lead, but ref bump after ref bump means no one is around when Orton has the champion down for several certain wins. WWE officials rush to the ring and assess the situation, but there's no relief, so Orton delivers RKO after RKO on all the WWE officials, and they sell pretty good. Randy then aims to end Cena with a punt kick, but R-Truth steps in and stops him. While Orton is disposing of Truth, Cena delivers a low blow and a belt shot covering Orton for the win as a referee springs back to life, as John Cena retains the Undisputed Championship. Afterwards, Cena runs down the crowd, telling them he doesn't need them. What he needs is real competition. However, as Cena listens to the fans' explosive cheers for Randy Orton, he looks at his title belt and seems to show regret at the road he's taken for his 17th world title win. John Cena heads to the backstage area as Backlash 2025 closes out. That was a quick review of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? As always, we start off with the good is number one, starting off with a car crash. And tonight's Fatal 4-Way was the perfect showcase for Jacob Fatu's all gas and no brakes philosophy of wrestling. However, while the Samoan Werewolf looked as brutal as ever, he had no easy match as Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest and LA Knight were on fire and it was anyone's match for the taking. WWE protected all three challengers with Priest and McIntyre's blood feud taking them out of the ring and eventually out of the match. Number 2, a dazzling debut. Jeff Cobb's debut was a great way to introduce the WWE Universe to him, with Cobb costing LA Knight his chance at the United States Championship and protecting Knight from getting squashed by Fatu. It also showed the WWE's multi-layered approach to booking as Cobb's debut also furthered the tension between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, hinting that Solo has found someone to replace the Samoan Werewolf. Number 3, putting younger talent over. Now, the WWE delivered a career-making match for Women's Intercontinental Champion Laura Valkyria. Valkyria has been on a roll ever since she entered the WWE's tournament for the title, with the universe getting behind her very strongly. It's easy to see why Lyra has a different presentation than other wrestlers, is easy to like, and is one of the promotion's most promising performers. Tonight's match against Becky Lynch elevated Valkyria further because it showed Lyra's heart and ability to take everything Lynch had, including various heel tactics. The match was brilliantly booked too, with near falls that were perfectly set up. A prime example was when referee Jessica Carr went to fix the turnbuckle cover Becky Lynch removed, which led to Carr being out of position to make the count on Lynch. Fans had to think that this was it for Lyra, but she rallied on, defeating Becky and looking stronger than ever. Lynch may win the Intercontinental Championship at some point down the line, but she didn't need to, and her counting the lights of a Valkyria was the right move. Number 4, Wade Barrett rises to the occasion. Color commentator Wade Barrett found himself having to step up tonight during the Pat McAfee vs Gunther match after play-by-play man Michael Cole abandoned the announce booth to rally behind Pat, at one point even getting into the ring. However, Barrett seamlessly switched to solo mode, calling the action without missing a beat. While Barrett plays a heel color commentator, the WWE Universe respects him as one of the company's best, and tonight's Maestro-like performance should guarantee him a spot in the announce booth as long as he wants it. And number 5, it wasn't pretty. Well, Pat McAfee's match against Gunther wasn't pretty, but it did get the job done, giving the fan favourite former football star a chance to defend his pal Michael Cole. Now, hopefully McAfee's match scratched the fans' itch to see him wrestle. Pat's heroic failure was good for a novelty match, but McAfee's performance will hopefully make the WWE think twice before it books him in any more matches. But that was good. What about the bad? Number 1, Cena steals Roman Reigns' luck. John Cena is suddenly the incredible luck that dominated Roman Reigns' Universal and later Undisputed Championship reigns. While the 17-time world champion doesn't have the bloodline to run interference, although R-Truth did save John from a punt kick to the head, he has that island of relevancy like Fortune that sees referee after referee taken out when the challenger is about to win, with that said referee entering a coma after a light slap only to come back to life as soon as the challenger is down. Tonight's finish was hard to swallow as Cena took one RKO after another through table after table and should have been pronounced dead at the scene. Instead, one low blow and a belt shot were all the champ needed to take out Orton and get an easy 1-2-3. A clear sign WWE's content using the same lazy finishes that made Roman Reigns' matches tedious. The only good thing about Cena's reign is that the fans know he'll be closing up shop at the end of the year. Number 2, a woefully weak finish. Penta vs Dominic Mysterio was the fast-paced match fans were expecting between the two men whose blood is rich with Lucha Libre tradition. Unfortunately, the finish ruined an otherwise outstanding match, with El Grande Americano inexplicably showing up and costing Penta his chance at a first WWE title. WWE's booking of Penta, not to mention Brother Ray Phoenix, has suddenly turned from piping hot to freezing cold, with Penta put in no-win situations that have sapped the incredible momentum he had since his debut earlier this year. Number 4, Gunther's odd behaviour. Gunther is in a bad place right now. While he's shown an amazing resiliency at bouncing back from upset losses, as seen last year when he lost to Sami Zayn, only to win the King of the Ring later and then the World Heavyweight Championship, his current booking is kinda troubling. The Pat McAfee match was fine for what it was, but things went too far when the ring general gave McAfee, who was anything but competition, a nod of respect after the match. Has Gunther all of a sudden gone soft? That's hard to believe as he nearly ended Jimmy Uso's career when he made Jey Uso watch in helpless horror. But WWE needs to send Gunther away for a few weeks until it can figure out what's really next for him, which sounds like Goldberg at this point. WWE has spent too much time building Gunther up as a top-level performer, and it'd be incredibly short-sighted to throw it all away, not to mention the cost of the many superstars who put Gunther over clean, because WWE is in a creative rut, which there's no denying it is. And why would anyone follow Solo Sikoa? Jeff Cobb's apparent addition to Solo Sikoa's faction kinda makes no sense. Right now, in a logical world, why would anyone want to work with Solo Sikoa? His weak claim as the new tribal chief was thankfully cut short, but somehow WWE decided to treat him as a figure who commands respect from some of WWE's toughest competitors. Indeed, we still haven't figured out why Jacob Fatu hasn't sent Solo packing by now. It's not as if WWE has presented Jacob as a blind follower, and the only reason that he's still with Solo is because Triple H is obsessed with moving storylines at a snail's pace. Jeff Cobb will look weak unless WWE plans to have him ditch Solo this SmackDown, but given the WWE's puzzling booking of Solo, he'll be saddled with WWE's resident albatross. Now there was nothing downright ugly, while the main event and the Intercontinental title match finishes were flimsy. Backlash was a step in the right direction after a very mixed WrestleMania, and let's be honest, the John Cena Randy Orton match ending was still better than WrestleMania's ending. WWE right now has all the talent it needs and an array of must-see storylines it can go to. Now it's a question of speeding up the pace of storytelling and giving the fans what they want instead of endless waiting to see things play out. What do you guys think of Backlash? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to some news, as it seems as 2 WWE superstars were injured at Backlash. There seemed to be some concerning news coming after tonight's Fatal 4-Way match between Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, as Drew may have been legitimately hurt during a spot outside of the ring. A PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting McIntyre's head missed the table during the big South of Heaven spot with Damian Priest and hit the floor hard. Yeah, that floor was definitely hard, in fact it was just 100% concrete. However, luckily Triple H said in the post-Backlash press conference that Drew McIntyre is a little banged up, but totally fine. Now another possible injury involves Lara Valkyria, who may have suffered a broken nose during the final moments of a title defense against Becky Lynch. Ringside News pointed out Lynch's boot appeared to connect with Valkyria's nose. Valkyria immediately grabbed her face, seemingly in severe pain as blood appeared to flow from her nose. Now we're sending our best wishes to both Lara Valkyria and Drew McIntyre for a fast recovery. And finally, John Cena turns on R-Truth. During the post-show press conference, John Cena came out, and even though R-Truth helped him not get a punt kick to the face during his match with Randy Orton, John Cena showed his true appreciation by putting poor R-Truth through a table. Now it seems certain that this is going to be 2011 again, and they're going to be running back that capital punishment match, no doubt at Saturday night's main event. Imagine if Truth actually wins the Undisputed Championship. But there you have it folks, our look at Backlash, as well as the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Alright, thank y'all for watching. Let's get into the next one. We got so much time. We ended all these videos, it's not even 1 o'clock.